will pay for legitimate damage done to the Gulf, residents, and businesses. But what does it mean if you're looking to sue or file a claim? One accounting firm getting the details from BP and is hosting free webinars to answer questions. Joining us now from Pensacola, Florida, is Steve Riggs. He's a partner at the accounting firm of Carr, Riggs & Ingram. And also from Naples, Florida, Robert McKee is a partner at the law firm of Krupnick & Campbell, who is also part of the webinars. Gentlemen, thank you. Steve, I want to begin with you. What is the first step? Let's say I'm a local business owner and I want to file a claim. What do I do?
Well, first of all, you've got to call BP and get a claim number. Many of our clients are contacting us, and there's a list of information you need in order to calculate a claim, get it to the claims office of BP so that they can analyze it, their accountants, and then decide whether they're going to pay a claim or not. There's various things. Right now, BP is trying to work with people to pay basically the easy money, something that's not too esoteric, measuring lost revenue from this year to last year that's pretty simple to do. Of course, Robert McKee will talk to you about some of the things they don't want to necessarily address, and that's going to generate a lot of litigation down the road. But right now, it's a function of tax returns, financial statements, records, pretty identifiable losses for certain businesses directly on the Gulf of Mexico that are affected, such as hotels, restaurants, shrimping boats, that kind of thing.
Okay, Robert, so I guess there's probably thousands of people that are going to be making a calculation in their mind somewhere along these lines right now. I'm out, call it $50,000 in business so far, and things look pretty bleak in the next couple of weeks and maybe even months. Do I take what BP offers me, or do I hold out, try to stick it through with protracted litigation, and sue them and try to get more?
Actually, the good news is you can do both. But what we're recommending is that you do your calculations with the help of experts such as Steve, such as the lawyers that do this sort of work, so that you're calculating your actual losses, your prospective losses. You make that claim, give them the chance to pay it, set up the requirements that are under the OPA scheme, and then go ahead and bring your lawsuit if you need to. The reality is you want to be calculating it, not BP.
But Robert, don't you think that in any claim settlement, they're going to make you sign something or try to make you sign something that says, you're giving up all future claims? I've got to imagine their attorneys are saying to do that if you take some money now, you can't sue later.
No.
No, the reality is that releases are only for monies paid for a certain segment of a past loss. There is no release that has yet been offered that we recognize as even valid, and there are even some court orders in regard to this over in New Orleans. But the reality is no releases are going to be given, and certainly not by my client. We have a huge future of claimed loss because this oil may be around for a decade or longer.
Steve, listen, BP has been out there, full-page ads, TV commercials saying they're going to pay, they're trying to make it easy. Do you agree? Are they making this easy? Is this a relatively easy process that somebody, a small business owner who, doesn't have a law degree or is not a CPA is going to be able to do?
Some of the people that are small business people, it's relatively simple right now for simple things. And of course, the big deal with BP is, the definition is, hey, we're going to pay all the legitimate claims. Well, what the problem is what's the definition of legitimate? So if you're a hotel owner on the Gulf of Mexico in Fort Walton Beach or Destin, Florida or Pensacola, and your revenues were so many dollars last year and your revenues are less this year and it's pretty identifiable, they will cover that. But there are so many other type claims we have. We have realtors that are losing real estate closings right now because people don't necessarily, they're walking from closings. We might have a golf course 200 yards from the Gulf of Mexico where there's no oil on that golf course, but their revenues are down. Well, BP isn't necessarily going to want to do that right now. So there's a terrific level of sophistication going to be needed on certain claims, and for some small claims, it's basically arithmetic.
Yeah, and Robert, very quickly here, how far away from the actual disaster can you be, do you think, and still claim or sue? Like, to Steve's point, if I own a restaurant on the beach and oil's washing up, I'm right there, I'm directly impacted. But what if you're 4 and 5 people away from it, right? What if you're the appraiser that loses money because the house you're going to appraise is no longer going to be closed on in a home purchase? How far away can you be from this?
So long as it follows the requisites of the OPA. You're a claimant so long as you can advocate your position. And the fact is, you better have strong advocacy. The reality is, so long as you can show, prove, legitimize your claim that your damage arises from the effects of the oil spill, you're going to have a tenable claim. And you better be prepared to back it up, because my opinion of a legitimate claim is one that you can win in court.
Robert McKee, Steve Carr, gentlemen, thank you both very much. We appreciate it. Good luck with the webinars.
Brian, can I make one more point, please?
Quickly, go ahead.
I think it's very important that people don't boycott BP. It's very important that BP maintains as a viable, profitable corporation. We need these guys to pay tens of billions of dollars into the U.S. For citizens and governments over many, many years. So boycotts of BP, getting mad at certain people, is not going to help us long term. We want those guys alive and kicking, making money 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's very important.
Steve, it's a great point. Also, most of those BP gas stations are owned by your friends and neighbors. They are not corporate owned. Steve and Robert, thank you. Thank you both very much. Appreciate it.